And something that you can be able to make out of the two videos?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Okay. So one particular video is actually talking about scripting or screenplay writing, and another
Yeah.
one is actually talking about casting and rehearsals.
Yeah.
You have checked them?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Yeah. Now, the reason why I've actually shared those two videos is because when you look back into what we have been discussing, we have talked about the production process.
Yeah.
And on the production process, we basically highlighted the most key areas where you need to be able to focus your attention on as a producer.
Yeah.
And that was one, you need to be able to look into pre-production,
Yeah.
which encompasses or actually which entails a lot of activities, one of them being
Yeah.
you getting a script that will be able to give you the direction of what you want to produce.
Yeah.
And two, after you've gotten the script, now you need the people who can be able to carry that particular story so that
Yeah.
whoever who is going to sit and watch it at home
Yeah.
can be able to understand basically what the story is all about. So those two
Yeah.
videos have actually been shared so that we can be able to look into those two areas. Now, one thing that I would want us to delve into is screenplay writing or script writing.
Yeah.
And on script writing, the reason why I would want to dwell so much into it is because it's actually what forms the basis. It's actually what gives you the framework of what is going to be done or what's going to happen at the end of the day. And when you look into this particular area of script writing, we need to be able to understand that every story is a story if it's going to be well told. And how can it be well told? What you need to be able to understand is that a story, once it has been crafted and has been weaved in a particular way, depending on the storyteller or the script writer, the next thing that is going to happen
Yeah.
is for us to be able to think, how can you be able to lift the story and put it on camera? And for us to be able to do so, it cannot be picked from the
Yeah.
story into the camera, but we need something that is going to guide us on how are we going to be able to get that. And for us to be able to do so, we need actually to be able to have um, we need to be able to have the script. And that's
Yeah.
why, and that's the reason why we are here today.
Yeah.
Now, a script, like I've told you, is basically a blueprint. It's that particular map that you use so that you can be able to know exactly where you're headed to. And there are several people who will be able to take
Yeah.
or to make use of this particular script. One of them being one,
Mm-hmm.
the director,
Yeah.
another one being the actor or actress or the presenter, another one being the cinematographer or the videographer or the person who is going to capture that particular story on camera, and other production
Yeah.
personnel because they will need to have a look at this particular script so they can be able to know what are they going to be able to do in terms of constructing the locations, in terms of locating the right scenes or locations where that particular shooting can be done or acting can be done. There are those ones who need to be able to know which particular lines are they going to drop in terms of dialogue, like the actors and actresses and the presenters. We also need to know exactly how are the moves going to be, who is going to get in, who is going to get out, what are they going to wear. Like the director now requires that a lot,
Yeah.
and that's very key now. Then the question that we must be able to ask ourselves is how do we get how do we get this particular script? Now,
Yeah.
previously, when we were talking about the production process, we talked about one getting ideas from various sources so that these
Yeah.
particular ideas can be changed into stories, and then the stories can be changed into the scripts. Now, what we need to be able to understand is we need to be able to know the various types of productions that we have so that we can be able to know the various types of scripts that we can be able to have. Now, when we have these particular various types of productions, you need to be able to understand then that there are particular productions that require a fully
Yeah.
developed script. That anything that is going to be said, anything that is going to be done, must be designed before that particular actual action happens.
Yeah.
Where the person is going to move from and to what this particular individual is going to talk about, the kind
Yeah.
of dialogue that he or she is going to have, like
Yeah.
a drama script now. Such a kind of productions require a full script.
Yeah.
And we also have other types of scripts, other types of productions where you basically need a guideline.
Yeah.
For example, when you are going to host, you come from which county?
Kiambu County.
Kiambu County. Now, Kiambu County, let's take an example. Since Honorable Waititu was actually impeached from office, he has actually remained mum for a bit for some time now, let's say so. And let's say now we are going to have this particular opportunity as a TV station to host him. Then when we are going to host him, it happens that we're going to ask questions about uh, his election into office, him being the governor of Kiambu County, and the stories of how he's going to be impeached, and the story of his impeachment, the state, the state, not really the status, but during the Senate proceedings when he was impeached, and after impeachment, now that he had moved out of office, how is his life like? Now, what you get to realize is that this particular kind of an interview program might not exactly require and might not be possible for Waititu to cram the lines or the dialogue of what he's going to tell you. So, what will happen at the end of the day is you will develop some questions that you're going to ask him. And as a result of these particular questions and the kind of response that he or she is going, he is going to give you, then you can be able to probe with more questions. That aside, you need again now to be able to look into how is the framework of your program. Probably the first 30 seconds you're going to have a signature tune. Then the first 1 minute you're going to do an introduction and tell us what we have for today. Then the next 3 minutes we are going to have a particular song. Then after the 3 minutes, then we are going to have um, the start of the interview that is going to last probably for 5 minutes. Then
Yeah.
we are going to have an advert after the expiry of the 5 minutes. That
Yeah.
advert is going to last for 30 seconds. Then after the
Yeah.
30 seconds again, we're going to have a song. After the song, we
Yeah.
are going to revisit what we had interviewed him on the first 5 minutes. Then
Yeah.
when you look into that particular structure of that particular program like that, you'll be able to realize that the only thing that you need to be able to have is basically a guideline.
Yeah.
Umeelewana?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that this particular guideline can be able to tell you from the beginning all the way to the end ni nini kinaenda kutendeka at given times from the beginning all the way to the end. For example, if you have a 45 minutes program, you need to be able to have a guideline on what's going to happen probably the first minute, the first 5 or 10 minutes, then we are going to have 30 seconds probably for an advert. Then we are going to have another 10 minutes, something that is going to guide you all along. So these two types of productions actually differ in great detail. One
Yeah.
is one that requires a full script. Every move has to be scripted. Every move has to be predetermined what's going to happen. And like I've given you an example of drama, a drama program. I've given you an example of
Yeah.
a news program. Those what is going to be said and what is going to be done at every count of a second, it requires to be explained. Then we are going to
Yeah.
have this other one now, the guide where the other production that require basically a guideline, and they for
Yeah.
them they basically guide within the first 10 minutes you can be able to do ABCD because you do not determine what's going to happen there. Some particular things are going to happen on the spur of the moment, and those are the two major productions we have. Now, when
Yeah.
we talk about the, the fully scripted programs,
Yeah.
we have various examples. One, I've told you
Mm-hmm.
we have a drama program, we
Mm-hmm.
have a news program,
Yeah.
we also have a documentary. These are examples of fully scripted programs.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about those ones that require an outline,
Mm-hmm.
those kind of programs that require an outline, we have an interview
Mm-hmm.
show.
Yeah.
Um, we also have an entertainment show like this. I want to believe that sometimes you listen to this guy on Citizen Radio who goes on air every other afternoon. You listen,
Not really. Not really.
Kevin.
Pardon?
Unanipata?
Lakini unapotea.
Nasema, do you normally listen to this guy on Citizen Radio and Citizen TV who does music for the young generation every afternoon? I think almost on every day weekday. Unamsikiza?
No. No.
Hello Kevin.
Hello. Unapotea.
Je, unasikia?
Nasikia lakini unapotea kidogo.
Oh. Sasa nilikuwa nauliza
Mm.
kuna huyu kijana kutoka Royal Media Services on Citizen Radio and TV
Uh-huh.
who does a music show every weekday from around, I think, from around 1 or 2
Uh-huh.
to around 4 or
Uh-huh.
5. Huo unamsikiza?
Willy. Yeah, sometimes.
William Tubaya.
William Tuba, yeah.
Yeah. So for William Tuba, that kind of a show, hello Kevin,
Hello, nakusikia.
yeah, for such kind of a program, they what they basically need is an outline, a guideline of what's going to happen from the beginning
Mm-hmm.
all the way to
Mm-hmm.
the end, so that that particular guideline is what will be able to tell them that within the first 30 seconds, this is what we are going to have. After the expiry of the 30 seconds, Then we are going to have 5 minutes probably for 2 songs. Then we'll come in, do an introduction of the program. After that particular introduction
Yeah.
of the program, then we're going to move out and probably talk to a particular guest. And on that
Yeah.
particular guest, we are going to discuss about APCD. So such kind of a program does not require one to cram lines or cram the dialogue on
Yeah.
what they are going to say from the beginning to the end. That's how,
Yeah.
which is actually quite different from a drama program.
Yeah.
Sorry, like what we have on you watch these soap operas.
Yeah.
Yeah, their scripting is quite different because it requires one to be able to um, cram the
From the
lines
line.
and know the direction from the beginning to the end. What are they going to be able to do from the beginning all the way
Yeah.
to the end, like that up to the end.
Yeah.
So we have seen these two types of productions and the kind of scripts that they actually basically require.
Yeah.
And on this kind of on this kind of scripts that they require, there are other
Yeah.
additional scripts that are required by other individuals. For example, I told
Yeah.
you the videographer requires to be able to understand what is going to happen from the beginning all the way to the end in terms of
And
the people are going to act there. So they for them they need a script that we actually call storyboard. Sorry. Now a storyboard is basically a diagrammatic representation of the script, the initial script that shows
yeah.
the video camera person
Mm-hmm.
the kind of shots that they are going to take,
Mm-hmm.
the kind of the kind of the kind of shots that they're going to take, the kind of movements that these particular actors and actresses are going to have, the kind of
Yeah.
what is it that we'll be able to see finally on the screen. So for us to be able to know exactly how that is going to be done, then we need what we
Yeah.
call a storyboard. This particular storyboard
Yeah.
illustrates and makes it easy for the video cameras people
Yeah.
to know exactly what they can be able to capture from the beginning
Yeah.
all the way to the end.
To the end. Yeah.
Yeah. Then apart from the storyboard,
Hmm.
just a minute.
Yeah.
Relate called the camera script, which is basically what we basically sometimes refer to
Yeah.
as a cue sheet. This basically indicates the various camera positions that can be taken
Mm-hmm.
while one is actually. So these are those camera operators, how they are going to from the big and where the position of their cameras. So it's upon you to how does this and how best can we On the same, one does to there's a the production pattern.
Unapotea.
Imepotea. Sisikiki.
Hello?
Unanisikia vizuri sasa?
Sasa uko audible.
Sasa
Yeah.
I wanted us to be able to share. There is something that I wanted us to share.
Yeah.
You can be able to see on the screen. Let me, in a little while, I open up another application here so that we can be able to see if we are doing a drama script, how will it be like, and what will you need now to be able to know so that you can do a good drama script.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay.
So give me about a minute.
Yeah, it's okay. Take time. No.
Andika.
No, I can't see anything.
No, before we see, nauliza kama umewahi andika script.
No.
Na kwa screen unaona kitu?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, now what we are seeing on the screen is an application that we call Celtics. And this particular application is actually free on the internet. Ukiingia Google Apps utaipata.
Yeah.
There is one for Android and there's one for Windows. And when you're looking for one, basically find a way that you can find that one which is for which is actually free. Because kuna zingine zina their premium apps you need to pay before you can be able to make use of them. And for you to know the difference, ukidownload ukianza kuitumia, normally inakuambia trial period inakupatia like 1 week, inakupatia like 21 days. Ukiona imekupatia trial period ya siku fulani, then get to know hiyo ni ile if you write your script inside there, baadaye itakuja kusumbua because those particular days the moment they elapse inajifunga until you pay, ndio hasa ifunguke uanze kuitumia.
Okay.
So on this particular Celtics, ukiangalia hapa kuna project templates na kuna sample templates. Now I want us to be able to look into project templates, and on project templates we have kuna moja ya film hapa, kuna ingine ya audiovisual, kuna ingine ya theater, kuna ingine ya audio play, storyboard, comic book na novel.
Novel. Yeah.
Yeah, if you are writing a drama script, unatumia hii project template. So ukiklik hapa ndani hivyo itafungua another window.
Screen share has ended.
Let me again begin sharing.
It's okay.
It has started sharing.
Yeah. It has started.
Kitu inaonekana? Okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
kwa screen sasa unaona kuna ni kama another window you open. The moment you open kuna hizi vitu unapata. Now I want you to look into the areas that I want you to guide on. Easy, add, open, save, print, toolbox and my studio wachana naso for the time being. I want you to look into this particular area here. Scene heading, action, character, dialogue, parenthetical, transition, short and text. However, short and text nataka pia uachane nazo. Because hizi kwa sasa hazisaidii kitu. So that we can be able to concentrate on scene heading, action, character, dialogue, parenthetical, and parenthetical. Transition, short, and text is wachana nazo. Now, when we talk about scene heading, let's take an example. We have a story about Kevin and Mary. And Kevin and Mary are actually students of Zitec University. And they are going to meet at Zitec because they did not know one another there before. So when they meet at Zitec, they are going to become friends. And when they become friends, they get into a particular crime. And it's going to unwind until probably this Kevin and Mary become ambassadors of peace, because when they realize, wow, crime is not something good. Then when we talk about now scene heading, the moment you click on scene heading like that, hii kasa inajiweka hapa, alafu hapa ina highlight kuna kuandika kama gray hivi. What it means, therefore, scene heading ni where is the action going to take place. Let's take an example. Kevin anatoka kwao Kiambu, Mary anatoka kwao Kirinyaga. Naona? Now, mara ya kwanza tunataka tuone Kevin anatoka wapi. Kiambu, sasa anatoka akiprepare kuja Zitec. Tunataka tuonyeshane vile kwa nyumba nini atakuwa anafanya, so that we can be able to move that particular story. So tutasema it's interior. Interior meaning ndani ya nyumba, unaona? So ukiklik an interior hapa, unaona imekuja somewhere hapa chini kwa scenes. Imeandika scene 1 interior. So hapa tuseme house. Then we say now this is during the day. Hapa labda ni day anajitayarisha ndio atoka kuje Zitec. Unaona? The moment you press enter, hapa juu unaona imebadilika, imeweka action. Mwanzoni ilikuwa scene heading, sasa imerudi action. So hii action inamaanisha ni nini kinaendelea. So for example, tukisema ni nyumbani na ni mchana, Kevin anajiandaa atoke nyumbani akuje Zitec. So what we'll be able to have here is we will say Kevin is putting on clothes. Mother comes in and helps him to pack. The other paraphernalia.
Yeah.
Namaliza hivyo. Now what tukionyesha kwa kina Kevin nyumbani chana, this is what will be shown ikiendelea.
Yeah.
Meaning when we shall be able to start now shooting, we will be able to see Kevin and his mother in the house. Kevin is trying to put on the clothes and the mother is trying to help him to pack some other things aziweke pamoja so that ajiandaa atoke.
Yeah.
Then vile wanafanya hivi, let it happen that probably mom is going or Kevin is going to say something.
Yeah.
So if Kevin is going to say something, ukuje hapa juu, you click on this one, ukuje kwa character. Click hapo. Umeona kasa mali imekuja?
Yeah.
So hapa tuseme ni Kevin anasema, si ndio? So kama Kevin amesema, if you press enter, hapa juu imebadilisha, imeleta dialogue, si ndio?
Yeah.
So dialogue inamaanisha ni kile Kevin atasema.
Yeah.
Unaona?
Yeah.
So hapa tuseme aseme mom, can you also pack my older shoes? So amesema, mom, can you also pack my older shoes? This is what now
The shoes. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what Kevin has said. Now let's also press enter. Press enter.
Yeah.
Imekuja nani? Imekuja character. Meaning sasa
Mother.
probably kuna kile mama
Atasema.
So we'll say mom there, then press enter. Itatupeleka kwa dialogue. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kuna mama atasema, labda aseme naona hivyo. So akisema hivyo, ngoja tuseme hapa chini, mama anaweza sema hii aje? Anaweza sema kimchezo, anaweza isema kimzaa, yote yakiwa pamoja. Anaweza isema let's say this mom is going to say this one in a jokingly manner, si ndivyo?
Yeah.
So you'll come here and go into parenthetical, and click on that. Sorry, before you go there, this is a dialogue. You press enter first, then you click here, you go to parenthetical. Unaona inaileta in brackets.
Yeah.
Now, what happens here? Utasema labda atasema this one jokingly.
Yeah.
Unaona?
Yeah.
Unakumbuka tukiwa high school? Zile set books, drama set books. Zile plays.
Yeah.
Kuna zile zilikuwa zinaandikwa in italics.
Yeah.
Na unaambiwa These are stage what? Directions.
Yeah, nakumbuka.
So those stage directions normally zinakuwa ndizo hizi. Sasa
Yeah.
ya vile ataisema how that is going to happen. So what you need to be able to know now,
Yeah.
this is going to be like this all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Script yako inaweza kuwa 10 pages, script yako inaweza kuwa 20 pages, inaweza kuwa 100 pages. This normally happens depending on the kind of story that you have. Sasa hello Kevin. Hello. Unasikia Kevin?
Yeah. Yeah, nakusikia.
Yeah, what I'm saying,
Yeah.
depending on the story, kuna story inaweza last for like 90 minutes. Ikimaanisha kwamba hiyo ya 90 minutes pia inahitaji 90 pages.
Yeah.
A drama script that you have prepared in this particular format, ikishutiwa alafu ikuwe edited, inafaa kulast for 1 minute when you are watching. You can shoot it for 3 days, but at the end of the day when you're going to when you're going to edit that, ndio ipaki ile video tunaangalia, one particular minute is supposed to be equivalent to one particular page.
Yeah.
Sasa.
Yeah.
And when you look into this one now, these are the 3 key areas. Not the 3, but these are the main areas. One, you need to know where you can place the scene heading. For example, if you moved from Kevin's space you move from there and go to Mary's place.
Yeah.
Unaona? So tukienda Kirinyaga sasa tuonyeshane vile na Mary na yeye anajiandaa, narudi tuweke scene heading. Unaona tena imejiweka vizuri?
Yeah.
So tuseme hapa ni outside. Mary's homestead.
Excuse me.
Hey.
Screen I change.
Screen I change.
Yeah.
Sime change.
Bado.
Naona hapa nimetype out Mary's homestead. No, it's not supposed to be out, but the exterior. Sorry. Syria, yeah. Mary's homestead, then it's day. Vile iko.
Yeah.
So hiyo ni another scene. Ukiangalia hapa kando, unaona imekuja hapa exterior Mary's homestead. So every time that you'll be moving from one place to another, lazima uweke hii scene heading.
Scene heading.
Sasa.
Yeah.
Ukitoka Kiambu kwa nyumba, uende Kiambu kwa streets, lazima utapandisha from interior house day ukuje exterior street day ama exterior street night
day.
Unaona?
Yeah.
Depending vile na story inakupeleka.
Yeah.
So you will be able to do this on and on and on until that particular story that you have. Now, one thing that you need to be able to be aware of is that in TV and video production,
Mm-hmm.
you show more than you tell. Meaning,
Yeah.
hii this is action.
Yeah.
Zinaweza kuwa mingi zaidi kuliko even the conversation. Yeah, I think you have watched movies where you watch for the next like 10 minutes, hakuna naongea, the same things happening.
Yeah.
Ni kweli?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the reason is TV only requires one to show, not to tell.
Mm.
Telling is actually left for radio.
Yeah.
In radio, we can tell a lot, but in
Mm-hmm.
TV and video, the best thing people to do
Just to
is
show
actually to show a lot, a lot.
a lot. Yeah.
That's how.
Mm. Yeah.
So, for example, if I can show you, if I can be able to show you, um, let me just a minute before you get you on board again.
It's okay.
Kevin,
Yeah. Yes. Hello. Hello.
unanipata?
Yeah, nakupata.
You are currently the only person in this conference.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Anasema
Yeah.
inashinda ikileta shida.
Yeah.
Inashinda ikileta shida, fanye hivi ni nitafutie hiyo script moja
Uh-huh.
ni kwa class,
Uh-huh.
and you can be able to actually view it and uone how action dominates any other kind of activity. Tuseme scene heading, dialogue, character,
Uh-huh.
or
Uh-huh.
uone action in a dominate, because TV is about showing us, not telling
Yeah.
us. Sasa,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, you can tell us how um, Kevin is looking. You better show us how Kevin is looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, huwezi
Yeah.
ukatudescribia Kevin amevaa vizuri, amejipaka mafuta, amevaa viatu, ako na shati mzuri. No, give us an image of Kevin, then from there the rest of the things tutajijazia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sawa.
Yeah.
So wacha tufunge hii big blue button,
Uh-huh.
alafu nikuwekee hizo notes, alafu nikuwekee na hiyo script
Yeah. Unapotea.
moja.
Pardon.
Where you think I'm set to let us sign off now from the big blue button.
Uh-huh. It's okay.
And if there is a question, there is an area that you want us to be able to look into, there's no problem. We will be able to do so.
It's okay.
Sasa,
Yeah.
kuna swali?
I think kila kitu iko clear. Kila kitu iko clear.
You are currently the only person in this conference.